For nearly a decade, Doroni is focused on changing the world. We have dedicated thousands of hours in research to do something that nobody has done before to personal transportation. And all that time testing, failing, and iterating led us to the H1X, a personal flying vehicle that we first introduced about 18 months ago. These past 18 months have been insane, to say the least. We have been working in the shadows to make this vehicle a reality, while our community has been supporting us along the way. But the time is approaching to take the results of our work out of the shadows and show it to you guys at the Soul of the Sky unveiling event. Years of hard work on the line, and hundreds of you will be in attendance to see the very first H1X model. So we want to make sure this event is perfect.
Okay, we already proved that we're flying. I was there sitting, we got the FAA certification for special airworthiness. We got that. Now for us is, what's the vision behind it? At least from my perspective, what I see is it will be the first time that we really present our vision with hardware. This is the first time we're going to show really how we see the H1X be part of our life, how it's going to behave, how we're going to work with it, how it's going to work with us. We look at it as an extension of our body in a way. This is how we're looking at simplicity, very user-friendly, very intuitive, right? So this is really how I see it. It's the first time how, physically people are going to understand our vision and hopefully be part of it.
I remember a lot of the design when Doroni was working with engineers and we're going back and forth and changes, and Doroni was constantly like, I don't feel like this is my friend. Like it feels too scary. And now everybody that comes into office even sees a small model and it's like, oh wow, like that makes sense. We want our investors, pre-order customers, and the media to see and feel how this will work in the daily life, that this is something that can be a part of our life and will be. It's here, you sit inside, you're gonna feel it, you're gonna interact, this is real, it's happening now, not in 10 years, not in 50. This is something that's happening now.
Once you see it with your own eyes, you see the size of it, you can imagine yourself in it. You will see how it opens, how it closes, how the cockpit looks like, how the control looks like, how the whole interface, the whole interaction with the H1X is gonna be like. And I think that gives the biggest impression, because you see now what you're going to buy or going to get into. So I believe people will be with a huge smile on their face. Exactly.
Basically what we're doing is we're adding another layer of transportation. So it's in between driving cars to between flying aircraft. This is another level, right?
The whole feeling is like I'm free. I can go whenever I want to go. I'm not confined by the two-dimensional world, traffic jams, and all of those. I can be and do whatever I want. And I think this is the feeling that most of the people, if not all, will get from that.
Right, I think it's a freedom, complete freedom. And I love the tagline, flight is freedom, but it's really gonna be for a life without limits.
We saw, we were aware of other, products in the market. Most of them have exposed propellers, and essentially they will spin at a rate that you're not going to see them, and they're very dangerous. Here the fans are ducted, so they're more protected. They feel safer approaching the vehicle rather than walking among propellers, right, exposed propellers. So that makes even more sense in terms of safety, just even by approaching it. I flew to London. I drove over to see where the model is being built. We used to look at it all the time in 3D models, 3D rendering, and 3D programs. It's the first time you stand next to it, and there's a presence there that was really impressive.
People are gonna have the opportunity and be lucky enough to come to our event. We'll have the experience to be able to sit inside the cockpit, sit inside the aircraft.
This event, and this is what our goal is, to show that this is really not a science fiction anymore. It's happening now.
So that's the new software version for the Doroni H1X. We definitely put a lot of effort on creating the best user experience, creating the simplest way to a person to see the critical information without being overwhelmed with a lot of data. The soul is going to be part of your experience as a co-pilot, AI co-pilot. You can just use your voice to actually speak with it, ask to do things without actually pressing. Eventually learns all your patterns. It builds a profile about you, how you're controlling, how the way that you're using the joystick. And it can actually see if you're going too hard on the joystick. It can feel what's going on.
This is a natural progression of aviation, which is long overdue. From day one, the idea is to make it as simple as possible. We also got very inspired by SpaceX when we saw the astronauts, they're sitting there and there's just tablets. Let's basically trim down anything we can and start from first. Why do we need this? Why do we need that? The instruments in regular aircraft, many of them we don't need here. So the entire process is making it simplified as much as possible.
If you had to use one word that would describe what you want this event to feel like or be like for the investors and customers, what would it be?
Pivotal. I want everybody to clearly differentiate life before the event and after the event, because it is and it will be a defining moment.